Give stuff away.
You know, we all sort of try to hide that we really like it.
Right.
But yet, you know, all four is going for it.
Give stuff away. Give stuff away.
What surprised you the most about being on The Taste? What, after being a viewer and then coming in, what surprised you?
Well, this year the food was amazing. The contestants were really, really good. And I just loved that. Also the twist, we have a new twist on the show. Two guys go to the bottoms, and as a mentor, you can just coach your person against the other person, and it gets really hot and heated in the kitchen, so to say the least.
Debating.
Yeah, debating, exactly. A lot of
nice
food debating, that's what it is.
Do it again and again.
You also have a new cookbook out, and one of the coolest parts of the book is that you have different playlists for different meals. How do you choose a playlist for your meals? How do you go about that? Because that's always a huge part of the meal.
Just like food, you know, I love, you know, I want to play a little David Bowie, a little bit Bob Marley, a little ABBA. I grew up with all of it, so and a little hip hop. You know, just like food, have fun with it. I thought the coolest thing about the book was that the illustrations of all these guys, from Ludo, Nigella, and Tony. I thought that was the coolest thing.
Oh, sorry, I didn't pick up on what you thought was the coolest thing. Excuse me.
Come on, man.
You've also said in the past that you think Americans are cooking more Latin American food, more Asian food. You know, why do you think that is, and where do you think cuisine in this country is going? Because you've obviously been a huge proponent of diversity in cuisine and cooking different types of food.
Well, I think I can tell you one thing, that it's never been more delicious and incredible to eat in this country, all over, not just in the big cities. And you know, the fact that we're getting more inspired from Asian American culture or Latin American culture is because it's more a reflection of the public. You know, what we eat. If you go to a city like Los Angeles, you have places like K-Town, or you have places like Little Thai Town, or, you know, obviously the Tex-Mex region in Texas and so on. So this is just part of the American cuisine, the American fabric today, and it's, you know, we're better off for it. It's really delicious.
It goes like this.
You've also been a huge proponent of, you know, getting rid of food deserts, bringing food, healthy food to communities that don't have it. You know, you're on the board of Harvest Home. Talk to me a little bit about where you see the improvements coming from for getting healthy food and more interesting food into people's homes.
Well, I think it's important that great food and access to great food does not really have any borders, that they should be really, it's a civil right, it should really be anywhere, and that's why, for example, you know, I opened the restaurant in Red Rooster in Harlem, and our next restaurant, Street Bird, will be also in Harlem, where it's going to be more rotisserie chicken based, but also focused around a lot of vegetables. And working towards having affordable farmers markets and stuff like that in all communities, especially in urban areas. So, you know, we just want people to get engaged in food.
Give stuff away.
Let's get back to The Taste. There's blind judging on this. What has been the most surprising thing to you about blind judging? Because obviously in your restaurant, you know, when you're tasting food, you're seeing who's cooking it. You know, on The Taste, not so much. So what about that has really shocked you?
It was actually in the beginning when we did the blind tasting. I think it was the first week. Tony actually picked he picked the state. He didn't even know the state where the contestant came from. I thought that was pretty impressive.
Wow.
You know.
So you think that sometimes you can tell a lot about a person even from blind tasting?
Yeah, absolutely. Character, personality, texture, you know, sometimes even how long they cook. And, you know, home cook, we're not looking for a best home cook or the best professional chef. We just want a great taste, you know, great bite. And sometimes I think that the professional chef can make it too complicated.
Yeah.
And its home cook have a little bit of an advantage. So, you know, we just want a great bite, and we respond to it completely differently. You know, we all sort of try to hide that we really like it.
Right.
But yet, you know, all four is going for it.
Yeah, everybody wants it.
Yeah.
So are you gonna like put some blind tasting in your restaurants now? Like have all your cooks come up to you?
It might be a blind tasting menu at Red Rooster. You never know. You got to come up and taste it.